Hey everyone, today I'm going to be teaching you how to RNG manip Rock Smash Pokemon in Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. The games do have some slight differences, but I'll cover them as we go along in the video, but both games should be able to follow along just fine. Now, before we get started, there's a few things we're going to need to do in-game and out-of-game to prepare ourselves for the manip. In-game, I want you to make sure that all of the Rock Smash rocks near you, other than your single target, are destroyed. So, this Rock Smash rock remains, but typically there's many around me. I destroyed all of them because they count as NPCs who turn in random directions. And every time they randomly turn, even though there's no animation, it does cause RNG advances that we do not want, and it could mess up our manip. In addition, make sure you don't have a repel on. You can do this by trying to use a repel, and it will say that an effect lingers from earlier. To get rid of it, I'm just going to bicycle around. Typically, with Sweet Scent, you can do an RNG manip while a repel is active. But for Rock Smash rocks, that's not the case. The first time I tried this manip, I had a repel active for the first several tries before I realized that something was wrong. So just make sure that the repel wears off. Once that's done, you're going to want to go into your party and make sure you actually have a Rock Smash Pokemon. As you can see, I have Camera up here. Now, in Emerald version, you may also want to consider a lead Pokemon that has a special ability. This could be something like Synchronize, but it's not limited to that. You could also have Cute Charm, Hustle, or Static and Magnet Pull, although those technically aren't applicable to Rock Smash Pokemon. I'll cover that more once we get into the programs, but keep in mind that even if you're not using it, make sure that your lead does not have said ability, or if you need it, make sure you have one with it. Ruby and Sapphire do not have to consider this at all, which is both a blessing and a curse because there's no accidental mess-ups, but it will leave you less options for your target. You're also going to want to make sure that you have some rare candies. I have 5 here. This is just to level up caught Pokemon in case you missed your target. We're also going to want to make sure that we have some Pokeballs to capture the Pokemon with us. I'm going to be using a Ultra Ball. With everything else set up in game, you can save. Okay, in Eon Timer, we're going to want to open that up, and we're going to want to go to the Gen 3 tab. Set the pre-timer to 5,000 and the calibration to 0. Your target can be whatever. We're going to find that in PokeFinder, so just leave it to whatever it is for now. Then you're going to click the Settings cog, and you're going to click the Timer tab. In here, you're going to want to make sure the console is correct. You could do GBA, or you could do NDS-slot 2. GBA is for a Game Boy Advanced, Game Boy Advanced SP, Game Boy Micro, and Game Boy Player. It's also what most emulators are running. So MGBA, for example, the emulator, will be using that. If you're on like an Android emulator, I think this is also probably fine. I am on a DS or DS Lite. That would be NDS-slot 2. This is also the setting you would use for a Virtual Console injection for GBA emulation that way. Hit OK. Now we move on to PokeFinder. In PokeFinder, we're going to click the Gen 3 tab, and we're going to click Wild. In Wild, there's a lot of settings to go over. First things first, make sure you have a profile set up with a trainer ID and secret ID if you want a shiny. If you don't have your trainer ID and your secret ID and you want to get them, I'll link down to these 2 videos below that I made, which cover how to RNG manip your trainer ID and secret ID in Ruby and Sapphire, and how to find it in Emerald, or if you don't want to start from a new game, which both of those videos require. I also have another video on how you can find your trainer ID and your secret ID, just covering how to do that. If you still don't want to use any of those 3 videos, but you have access to glitches like arbitrary code execution, I'm going to link to my friend Papa Hefe's videos down below that will teach you how to change your trainer ID and secret ID using ACE codes. Okay, with the profile set up, we're going to go into the RNG info section. I'm going to click method, and I'm going to select 2. Emeralds can hit all of the methods, but method 2 is the most common, so we start with that. For lead, we're going to leave it blank for now, and I'll cover how to use that in a moment. Seed, we're going to set to 0. But if you're in Ruby and Sapphire with a dead internal battery, it's 5A0. Dead battery does not matter for Emerald, but it does matter for Ruby and Sapphire. So if you want to RNG in that game, you must have a dead battery. Initial advance and max advances we can leave at 0 and 10,000 respectively. In counter, we're going to drop down and switch to Rock Smash. Location, I am in Granite Cave Basement, 2nd floor, but you can do any of these ones that you would want. The main other target here is Shuckle, who would be in the Safari Zone. For the Pokemon, I'm going to select Nose Pass, which is what I want. Then for the IVs in the filter section, I'm not going to change anything. Then for Shiny, I'm going to click Shiny, and I'm going to do star/square. There's 3 options for Shiny. There's 4, really. There's any, which means Shinies and non-Shinies. Then star is star shiny and square is square shiny, and star/square means it will show you both. This is just what the shiny encounter would look like in Sword and Shield. So I'm not trading it up, so I don't care. And then I'm going to hit generate. And nothing happened. And that's because I don't have any shiny Nose Pass within 100,000 advances, which seems like bad news, but that's what the custom leads are for. You can try going into any of these menus to see if you get anything. So Cute Charm male lead, Cute Charm female lead, they don't work. But to show an example, let's see what Geodude would get us. So if I do Cute Charm lead male, we suddenly have one. If I do Cute Charm female, we have some really good ones close if we wanted a shiny Geodude. These would not be available to me without it. As you can see, the earliest would be 22,000. So that's why you always want to check these leads in Emerald, and it makes Emerald a bit more flexible compared to Ruby and Sapphire, which do not have these. Level modifier like Hustle can also do it for Geodude. Slot modifier is Magnet Pull and Static, which are not applicable here. And then Synchronize is what I'm going to be using. I'm going to run a modest synchronizer and hit generate. And as you can see, I have a shiny Nose Pass on advance 2061. So this is what I'm going to aim for. In initial advances, I'm now going to set it to 2000. And I'm going to remove the star/square setting, and I'm going to hit generate again. So now we can see a couple of advances before and after our target Nose Pass. And you'll notice something interesting here, which is that not every single advance is represented here. Typically in PokeFinder, it just goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it'll count all the way up. But here, that's not the case. It goes 2015, 2023, 2024, that's 2 in a row, and then 2048. This is because not every time when you smash the rock will there be a Pokemon encounter. So if there is an encounter, it shows here in PokeFinder, and if there's not an encounter, then it doesn't show at all. So this can make discerning where we land a little bit difficult. In this case, Nose Pass is on 2061. So if I am up to like 6 early, I won't be able to tell where I am. And if I'm like 2 late, well, then it'll be a Geodude. But if I'm only 1 late, I won't know where I am. So this can be hard. Also, keep in mind, do not expect to hit your target first try, because there's an animation that we do not know the length of, and it can vary from location to location and Pokemon species to Pokemon species. Since we are not 100% sure on the length of it, we're going to have to try and figure it out. So I'm going to copy my target here into Eon Timer, paste it into the target frame section, and as long as we save the game, we're ready to start trying. Okay, we're going to start Eon Timer. Now, Eon Timer has a pre-timer of 5,000. That is just my choice. You can set it to whatever you want. But this is just a countdown, and when the countdown finishes, you soft reset. So I soft reset the game there. You soft reset by holding B, A, select, and start. Then the timer counts down, and when this one counts down and it finishes, that's when we start our encounter. So we're going to talk to the Rock Smash Rock right away, and we're going to hang on this screen, which is X Pokemon used Rock Smash. And when this timer finishes, we're going to do A to hopefully get an encounter. I didn't get an encounter, so what am I to do? Well, what you could do is either go up or down in your target advance setting right here. So I'm going to go for 2062 now and try again. And you're going to do that until you hit a encounter. That's really all there is to it, until you figure out exactly where you are and how long the delay is, etc. I will say this is going to require a decent amount of patience. because you could get stuck without getting encounters. Yep, I got it on my second try, but you could get stuck not getting any encounters for dozens of attempts. So as we can see, we have a nose pass, but it's not our target. So what we're going to do is catch this and figure out where we landed in this sequence. So I'm just going to chuck Ultra Balls out. Actually, I have a Master Ball, so if this pops out, I will be using that. Keep in mind, you're not keeping this Pokemon, so it's okay to use the Master Ball. All right, let's check where we landed. So, in order to get the information out of this, what we're going to do, in the Gen 3 Wild section, we're going to click IV Calculator. Now, an IV Calculator is going to pop up. And what you're going to do is input the Pokemon you got. So I got a Nose Pass. Oh. That is a Gentle Nature. Level 17. And 38. 20. 48. 24. 39. 16. And we're going to click Find IVs. Now, if your Pokemon is particularly low, Now, if your Pokemon is particularly low level, you can add some rare candies on it just to help get the stats. So I'm going to show that now. That's what these extra rare candies are for. You can find Pokemon as low as level 5 in here. So we're going to click Add Row after we level it up. We're going to type level 18, 21, 51, 25, 41, 17. Oh. I forgot 39. 39, 21, 51, 25, 41, 17. And we can click Find IVs again. Then, those results are automatically translated into the Gen 3 Wild section in the filters, you can see right here. Then what we're going to do is click Generate. And we can see this is our Nose Pass. We landed on 226, or 2246. Now, if you did not get any results, there's a couple things you could do here. First of all, check the other methods. Sometimes you will get results for them. So obviously this is not mine. And then method 4, and this is not mine either. But you can see it is possible for you to get results. In addition, and you could see in method 1, there's 2 results. If you get 2 results like this and you're not sure, just level it up some more. But as we can see, our Nose Pass is good. Right gender, right gender and right nature. So this is ours. So we aimed for 2062, and we got 2246. So I'm going to open up a calculator. We'll do a little bit of subtraction. So we did 2246 minus 2062. So that is a 184 advance difference. So what we're going to do now is in delay, I'm going to put 184. Then I'm going to drop the initial advances down to like 1500 because we are now going to be aiming for a lower advance target. We should also reset the IV filters to be like this, so they're all 0 and 31 again. And then we're going to hit generate. We should also set our star and square. So we can see our target is at 1877 now with that delay that we've got. And you may get this delay, or you may try it and you may get a different delay. If you want to try and start with this delay, that's totally fine. I just wouldn't recommend it. This could vary by as much as like 10 or 15. So it might get you close, but it might not be as helpful as you'd think, especially with how many gaps there can be in the RNG sequence, right? So anyway, now we know we're on advance 1877. So I'm going to hit generate and scroll down to there and 1877. And so we can see 2 advances late, there is a Geodude, but 5 advances early is where our next advance is. So we're not even guaranteed to hit this Nose Pass right away. So at this point, I'm going to go back into Eon Timer and type 1877 as my target. And we're just going to try the RNG again. Nothing different than before, but now we have a more accurate representation of what our target advance is. And keep in mind, if I get a no encounter here, I have 2 potential paths to go up or down. So I didn't get an encounter. That means I could have been 1 late, or I could have been like 3 early. I don't know. So we just try again. And then, hold on. we just try again. And if I miss multiple times in a row with this target advance, what I could do is increment by 1 like I did last time until I hit a Pokemon, and then I would have a very good idea of where I am. Because right now, I'm going to be very close to my target. But this is a 60 FPS procedure, so it is, you know, you only have 1/16 of a second, or 16 milliseconds to respond and actually hit the button at the correct time. We got a battle. Is it the nose pass? It is Geodude. That means I was 2 advances late. Technically, I don't even have to catch this. I can tell it's a male Geodude. I'm going to catch it anyway just to confirm for you that I know where I'm located. Level 11. It's a level 11 Brave Geodude. And these are the stats. Now, instead of calculating the IVs, we can click the Show Stats button here. Oh, wait. They actually don't line up. Now, why is that? It's probably because we hit a different method. If I check method 4, maybe. There we go. So oh, wait. Yes, so if I check method 4, you can see 32, 24, 27, 13, 13, 10. So this is a method 4 Geodude. A slightly rarer method, but to be expected. Let me go back to Wild 2. So I know I was 2 advances late. I could either try again. That means the one where I hit no Pokemon was likely 1 advance late. So I could put in that I hit, 2 advances late here. I could put in that I hit 1 advance late. It couldn't skew me too far. If you're off by 1 or 2 advances, it's honestly not worth it to calibrate unless you're consistently off, in my opinion. Usually like 4 to 5 attempts, if you miss it constantly, then you can actually do an adjustment. Like if I hit this Geodude again, that would be 3 attempts and 2 of them were the Geodude. Okay, I know I'm skewing late. And that could be for a variety of things, right? Maybe the NPC turns immediately as the overworld is loaded and you got unlucky. Maybe you didn't clear out all the rock smash rocks, stuff like that, right? Maybe a Pokemon Cry plays. Those do cause extra RNG advances. Another battle. It's Geodude again. Level 11, same Geodude. So we know we're skewing too late. It happened twice. So I'm going to adjust. I'm going to click update. Hello. Oh, it's silly. I'm pasting 1877 in here. We hit 1879. Hit update. All right, and we try again. We have a battle. And there's our shiny nose pass. So, as you can see, it is a little bit more difficult. There's a little bit more challenges because of the spots that could be like kind of randomly there or not. So it can be harder to know, but it, in general, is pretty similar to a standard wild RNG mimic. So I would recommend this for like more intermediate people. Once you've done a bunch of wild RNGs and, okay, now you really want Nose Pass or you really want Shuckle, stuff like that. I think that is most likely what you would be doing this for. So as we can see, here's our shiny modest Nose Pass that we aim for. If you have any questions, please leave them down below in the comments section, or you could join my Discord. There will be a link to that in the description, where you can come and ask questions to me and a bunch of other very helpful people in the community. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next video. Bye!